What if the secret to building deeper relationships, gaining influence, and solving complex problems wasn't about speaking more, but about listening better? Oscar Trimboli's How to Listen is a guide that reveals the art of deep listening, listening that goes beyond words and into understanding. In a world full of noise, where everyone is eager to be heard, Trimboli emphasizes that those who master the skill of listening have the power to create stronger connections, foster trust, and make better decisions. In this audiobook summary by AudiblePages, we'll explore Trimboli's key lessons on how to become a more effective listener, the 5 levels of listening, and how deep listening can transform your personal and professional relationships. You'll learn how to quiet your mind, listen beyond the words, and truly understand the speaker's intent. By the end of this audiobook summary, you'll have practical takeaways to help you become a more empathetic, attentive, and impactful listener, allowing you to communicate more effectively and build stronger relationships. Part 1. Understanding Listening Chapter 1. Listening is a skill. Trimboli begins by emphasizing that listening is a skill, one that can be developed and honed with practice. While most people think they're good listeners, the truth is that we often listen only to respond rather than to understand. Listening requires focus, intention, and patience, but it's a skill that can drastically improve our communication. Imagine how many misunderstandings, conflicts, and missed opportunities occur because we don't truly listen. Trimboli teaches us that listening is not just about hearing words. It's about understanding the underlying message and emotions. Begin by acknowledging that listening is a skill that requires effort. Practice active listening by focusing entirely on the speaker during conversations. Avoid distractions like your phone or internal thoughts, and commit to being fully present in the moment. Chapter 2. The 5 levels of listening. Trimboli introduces the 5 levels of listening, which range from superficial to deep. The 5 levels are: 1. Ignoring, when we're not listening at all. 2. Pretend listening, when we nod along but aren't truly paying attention. 3. Selective listening, when we only hear what we want to hear. 4. Attentive listening, when we're focused on the words but not the meaning behind them. 5. Deep listening, when we go beyond the words to understand the speaker's emotions, intentions, and unspoken needs. Consider how often we operate at the first 3 levels without even realizing it. Deep listening, the highest level, is rare but essential for meaningful communication. Start by identifying which level of listening you typically operate at in different situations. Aim to move toward deep listening by focusing not only on the speaker's words but also on their tone, body language, and what's not being said. This will help you grasp the full message. Part 2. Developing Deep Listening Skills. Chapter 3. Silence is powerful. One of Trimboli's key insights is that silence is a powerful tool in listening. Many people feel uncomfortable with silence and rush to fill it with words, but silence allows both the speaker and the listener to process information. It creates space for deeper reflection and encourages the speaker to open up more. Think about how rare silence is in everyday conversations. We're often so focused on what we're going to say next that we don't leave room for true reflection or understanding. Trimboli teaches us that silence is an invitation for deeper communication. In your next conversation, practice using silence. After the speaker finishes, pause for a moment before responding. This allows both of you to think more deeply and shows that you're truly considering what was said. Chapter 4. Listening Beyond Words. Trimboli explains that deep listening involves listening beyond the words. This means paying attention to nonverbal cues like tone of voice, body language, and facial expressions. Often, what someone says and what they truly feel are different. By listening beyond the words, you can pick up on the speaker's emotions, needs, and intentions. Consider how many times you've had a conversation where the words didn't match the speaker's tone or body language. By tuning into these nonverbal cues, you gain a deeper understanding of what's really going on. The next time you're in a conversation, focus not only on the words but on the speaker's nonverbal cues. Are they tense, relaxed, or hesitant? Is their tone of voice calm or agitated? These cues provide valuable insights into their true feelings and intentions. Chapter 5. The Importance of Empathy. Empathy is at the heart of deep listening. Trimboli emphasizes that when we listen with empathy, We put ourselves in the speaker's shoes and try to understand their perspective. This not only builds trust, but also helps the speaker feel seen and heard. Empathy allows us to connect on a deeper level and fosters more meaningful relationships. Think of a time when someone truly listened to you with empathy. How did it make you feel? Empathy in listening shows that you care, and it opens the door to deeper conversations. Practice empathetic listening by focusing on the speaker's emotions and trying to understand how they feel. Use phrases like "it sounds like you're feeling" to reflect their emotions and show that you're truly listening and understanding. Part 3. Applying Listening in Daily Life, Chapter 6. Listening in the Workplace. Trimboli explains that listening is a critical skill in the workplace. Whether you're a leader, manager, or team member, the ability to listen deeply can improve collaboration, reduce misunderstandings, and lead to better decision-making. Leaders who listen create a culture of trust, while employees who listen can anticipate needs and solve problems more effectively. Consider how many workplace conflicts arise from poor communication and a lack of listening. When everyone feels heard and understood, teams function more smoothly, and creative solutions can emerge. In your next meeting or workplace conversation, focus on listening more than speaking. Ask open-ended questions, summarize what you've heard, and encourage others to share their perspectives. This will help build trust and create a more collaborative environment. Chapter 7. Listening in Personal Relationships. In this chapter, Trimboli emphasizes that listening is essential in personal relationships. Whether with a partner, family member, or friend, the ability to listen deeply fosters stronger connections and helps resolve conflicts. Listening shows that you care about the other person's feelings and that you value their perspective. Think about how often misunderstandings or arguments in relationships stem from not truly listening to each other. By practicing deep listening, you can create a foundation of trust and intimacy. In your personal relationships, make a conscious effort to listen without interrupting or offering advice. Let the other person express themselves fully and reflect back what you've heard to show that you understand. This will strengthen your bond and help you communicate more effectively. Chapter 8. The Listening Mindset. Trimboli concludes with the idea of adopting a listening mindset. This means approaching every conversation with the intention to understand, not just to respond. It involves being fully present, letting go of distractions, and focusing on the speaker's message. The listening mindset transforms the way we communicate and allows us to connect on a deeper level. Consider how different conversations would be if you approached them with a listening mindset, where your goal was to truly understand the other person's point of view rather than simply waiting for your turn to speak. Start cultivating a listening mindset by setting an intention before each conversation to listen deeply. Remind yourself that your goal is to understand the speaker, not to offer solutions or defend your own point of view. This simple shift will transform your communication. Practical advice and wrap-up. Oscar Trimboli's How to Listen offers a profound exploration of the power of listening and how it can transform our relationships, decision-making, and problem-solving abilities. By developing the skill of deep listening, we can connect more meaningfully with others, build trust, and become more effective communicators. Start by applying one or two of the key principles from this book today. Whether it's using silence, listening beyond words, or practicing empathy, these small changes will help you become a more impactful listener and improve every aspect of your communication. Are you ready to listen more deeply and transform your relationships? Begin today by practicing the art of listening with intention, empathy, and presence.